So a lot of people have been asking for educational content, so I guess like my original videos for Dragon Ball Super Masters, then One Piece, now Fusion World, we will start doing those deep dives into concepts of concepts. And so without further ado, let's start this video, Awakening and You, for Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. So this has been a very busy weekend for Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. Between the case opening, I've been to 3 celebrations. This one, I was kind of tweaking a list that wasn't Green Gohan, and I ended up like going 2-0 and then losing 2. One of them was very close, and the last one wasn't that close. So I will tweak it again. We have another celebrations later today, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. That being said, though, I would like to talk about a subject a lot of people seem to be learning at different speeds, and that is awakening. For a lot of people, this is going to be a concept that needs to be learned to better, just kind of up their game. Now, I will say that right here and now, if we can get this video to 100 likes, because this is going to be a banger, I promise you, I'm really good at these concepts and these analytical dives. So we're going to get into that. And if you ever want to look at all the things we do in Universe X, you just got to go down in the description, look at the link tree, go to where you please. And I'm going to start putting up in-depth articles in the Patreon as well. So with that being said, we are going to talk about awakening. The first concept that people need to understand in this game is that the flow of the game is a bell curve. It's not a dive down, it is a bell curve. And what I mean by that is the first couple of life are easily taken, free draws unless crits involved, and then at the peak of the bell curve you have the turn that you awaken, or your opponent awakens. That is the strongest point in the game in terms of like hand advantage for the most part. You have the biggest hand you will ever have, and your leader is literally flipping to a higher attack total, power total, so you're going to be at the strength. And then every time your opponent tries to attack you, you generally are dropping a card to get out of that damage going through, because you want to awaken, but you also don't want to lose. You want to awaken by hitting 4 life, you don't want to lose by hitting 0. So that is what I mean by the bell curve. Your first couple of things are going to get up there, and then you need to whittle their hand down and their life down after they have hit their awakening turn. So with that being said, a lot of people sometimes seem a little confused on how to treat awakening. And that's fair, because awakening is different for every single character. We're gonna kind of put cards up on the screen right now. Let's just look at red, for instance, right? Before we start talking about this leader, most of the leaders, actually all the leaders in this set, essentially are either draw 1 when they swing and awaken at 4, or crit somebody when they attack, but they don't draw. Extra 5k, critical, and they don't draw, and then when they awaken, they flip and draw a card. Now, there are going to be some outliers, like, for instance, Ginyu untaps an energy when he awakens instead of drawing a card. Or you have Broly, and instead of drawing a card, he actually takes the top card of your life and puts it into your energy rested. And these actually do affect your plays as well, but you are looking at the fact that most leaders have their innate abilities on their back sides, not their front sides. And so you might think, okay, why would I want to stay on my front side? Now, we are going to go into this point. Looking at this Goku leader, and it really does fit for either Goku leader. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to talk about the starter deck one, okay? Because let's be real, right now he's the better one. You're looking at Starter Ku and his ability to give everything 5k, well, something 5k once per turn on your turn, your opponent's turn. That is a very powerful effect that used to be, most masters will call it Sensu Bean, that extra 5k, but it forces your opponent to come out of pocket a little bit more. If they had to go from 20 to 25 to meet one of your bodies, now that you need to just drop a 10k in order to meet a 30k body if you haven't used your leader's effect yet and they really want it gone. So you're going to get a lot of value out of this. In a deck like Goku, your curve is low. The moment you hit 5 energy, you're playing the most expensive cards that your color will allow you to, okay? And on top of that, your leader specifically gets to press more damage and protect its battle cards from swings at a better capacity when you are awakened. So a leader like Goku will have you have the mentality where you just rush your awakening. You are going to be taking your own life. You're going to be taking attacks. You want to awaken almost as soon as possible, because your leader's going to go up to 20k and you'll be able to save cards in hand. Because think about it, if your opponent could have gone 20k into a 20k battle card that you have, normally you have to discard a card. but once per turn you can go up +5, and that 20k neutral swing for a draw is now no longer going to threaten your battle card. So Goku saves cards in hand by using his leader effect. So yes, rushing to awaken, getting those cards in your hand, and then having a leader effect that alleviates some of the pressure that you have to take out of your hand, very, very, very good. Also on swing, he's going to alleviate some of the pressure because that 5k is offensive too. So you have a leader that saves you a card in comboing when you want to apply pressure, saves you a card in comboing when you want to save things. That is a very, very, very good effect. That is pretty much where you want to be. A lot of people, though, treat almost every leader the same as rush your awakening. I'm going to take all the cards. Well, here's the thing, okay? With every one of these leaders having a different kind of aspect on what they do, you can star a lot of leaders. Like, for every color, for red, for green, or sorry, for red, for yellow, and for blue, if you were not ready to see the back end, if you're not ready to see Goku giving everything 5k, or U7's 5k, or Goku giving the Senzu Bean effect on his turn and your opponent's turn, if you're not ready for Beerus minusing 10 on something, if you're not ready for Cooler being able to untap, if you're not ready for Trunks being able to have his bounce effects, although you can't really stop Blue just has Mai, so that's insane. If you're not ready for 35k, you don't have to push them to awakening. You can leave them at a comfortable 6 outside of Blue, like that's a disclaimer. You can leave them at a comfortable 6 and just let them have to draw their self-awakenings past them, you know what I mean? If they swing with you, because eventually they do have to start trying to end you, you can always swing on that with your leaders. However, green is the exact opposite. Green can spend the first 8 turns on Awaken. It does not matter because those turns are going to be ramping and they're going to be playing better cards than the rest of the game. So with these leaders, yeah, sometimes you want to starve them, but sometimes you want to put the gas on. It all depends on what your hand is looking like and what's going on here. If you rule of thumb outside of blue because you can't really stop blue from awakening, and green because you want to shut them down, if you're facing red or yellow, if you're not ready for their awaken side, do not swing into them. It's just as simple as that. They will have to start spending energy to take their own life, and you might say, well, they're just going to do it anyway. But if your opponent is charging to 5 but has to play a 2-drop to awaken, that means their next card can only be a 3-drop or less. That's way different than having them charge, flip over awaken, and then tap 5 for their best card and hoping you deal with it, or hoping you don't have a way to deal with it. It's a huge point there. So you definitely want to make sure that you are keeping that in mind. Going over to another deck, right? Frieza. Frieza's a great example of this. Some might think, oh, well, it's just like Goku. It's just like, you know, you want to get to its backside effects so you can start untaping these things. Yes and no. Because if Frieza doesn't have a board to untap, what is your leader effect doing? You need to have a board to untap, meaning you need to have enough energy to play a board, which means your board needs to, like, if somebody starts beating your face in, you do not want to awaken with 1 body on board at like 3 energy. That is bad. You are not going to be getting the mileage out of your effect. You do want to take some damage, but you also want to make sure that your hand is lined up so that when you awaken, you can at least have the most powerful awakening turn you can have. You know, play a second 20k, swing 20k at lead, swing 20k at lead, swing 20k with your leader and draw a card, and untap 2, you know? You want to make sure that you are lined up. Just because your backside has an effect doesn't mean you're always in the correct place to play it. Same with Goku, like the U7 Goku. He can fall into the same category sometimes. If your board is empty, he's just a stronger leader when he flips. So there's no need to rush your awakening. If your opponent's putting the pressure on you and removing your board quickly somehow, like if it's a red versus red mirror match, you might want to just stay on, like, you might want to not take your life. Ease up on the throttle. Don't take your life because they're going to take it from you anyway. And the further up you get in the energy chain, the more energy you're going to have to play your cards with, and that's important. So moving past that, right, you are now at a point where we're going to talk about blue leaders. With blue leaders, you honestly just have to like accept that if they want to awaken, they're going to awaken. Mai is so incredibly powerful, and ways to bounce Mai or recur Mai between Peel Off and Final Hope Slash, they're just going to do it. If you starve a blue character, you can do it, but if a blue character gets starved by you, chances are the blue character bricked. They were already in a terrible way, and you were just making it worse, which, I mean, look, a dub's a dub. But when it comes to green, this is the exact opposite of where we just were with red, and to some degree with yellow. A green deck needs to hit 6 energy to play their best game. And yes, they do have multiple cards that you can play on 5 that will get you to 6. However, a green deck does need to be on 6 energy to play their game. So the best way to force a green deck out of the game is to force their awakening early. Hit that bell curve earlier than expected. Slam them with the might of Xeno himself and get them to flip over early, because every swing past that is just getting them to lower cards in hand. And you know the funny thing? Green cannot play on a normal curve. Like, you can play on a normal curve, but if green is not ramping, the best parts of their deck are being played on actual curve, which can be very much so too late for a lot of things. So you know that on turn 3, Gohan and Beerus, or Gohan and Broly, are looking to destructive strength. Androids are looking to lab. On turn 5, they are looking to be able to play maybe a Turles or a Goku. On turn 4, they're looking to play a Vegeta. And so, with these things being said, you are now at this point where if you are hammering them with aggro, their hand is going to start bleeding pretty quickly, because no green deck wants to be sitting on 2 life by the time they get to turn 6. That is insane, and life drop Gohan is a thing, but you don't want to be there. You're also looking at Broly. He's the same way, except in some ways Broly can be better and worse. The 25k body is going to stop a lot of neutral 20ks from coming your way without your opponent taxing themselves in hand, but Broly is the only leader that can trick himself into a disadvantageous awakening. The amount of times you can catch Broly with a 20 or with a double striker when they are at 5 to then drop them down to 3, knowing that they're going to awaken and have to go down to 2, or if you have a very strong single striker, just normal card, you can swing and put the combo up high enough to the point where they do awaken, but they have to go down to 3 either after they awaken or before they awaken. And that's just rough, whether they decide to awaken or not, they're going to go down to 3, or they're going to awaken and go down to 2. And either way, at that point, they're 1 double strike away until they play Life Drop, Life Gain Gohan. So with green, I am going to say you always prioritize just getting to that 6 energy. Once you get to 6 energy and you untap after that 6 energy turn, you are going to be so far ahead of the game, it's not even funny in terms of card advantage. Even if you only have 4 cards in hand, which happens a lot when you're defending yourself against aggressive crit leaders or the Ginyu package, even when you have 4 cards in hand, those 4 cards are probably going to start waxing your opponent's cards in value, and then you start stabilizing. So every leader works differently, and that is why awakening can be so confusing for newer players or players trying to understand this game better. How you prioritize your awakening in a Goku deck where you're just taking all of your life is not how you prioritize awakening in a Gohan deck where you are trying to stall out how long it takes for your opponent to start forcing those cards out of your hand. Like I said, up until you hit your awakening, a lot of damage can be free damage, but you still need to choose the pace of which you take it, and that is something that we should all be cognizant of. A critical leader, as another caveat, is going to be a lot more frugal with their first 4 life, because a critical leader has no problem chilling on its front side, but a critical leader would like the ability to flip over to their backside whenever they choose to turn on the second part of their strategy. So realistically, it's all about what deck you're playing, what matchup, and then your hand. If you're playing a Beerus leader, or crit leader into a green deck, the green deck, their goal is to drop as many cards as possible to keep themselves healthy, because at some point Beerus is going to awaken, Cooler is going to awaken, Black is going to awaken, Goku Black, and when they awaken, if you're still at 6 life, go off, King. Swing on anything, swing on me with anything. As long as it's not crit, I'll take and go to hand. My hand will get, even if my hand goes down to 3, if I'm at 7 life and you start having to be at a point where, oh man, I'm gonna have to awaken, eventually you're gonna give me those life back. Those life are going back to hand, and I'm going to be at 6 energy, 7 energy, plus all these cards in hand. If you're playing, a green deck, if you're playing against a green deck as a deck like, like Starter 2 or Vegeta, yeah, dog, awaken. Awaken, put the pressure on them. Everything goes sideways, make them uncomfortable. By the time they feel, oh yes, I get to play my best cards, make sure they're at 3 life. Make sure that you can get them so close to just being 2-tapped, it's not even funny. These are the things that a lot of players have to realize, and I'll be answering every comment that comments in here about this sort of subject. I want everybody to just get better and play the game and have so much fun, but this is a subject where it changes. And the funniest part is, it's going to change from set to set. Every time they release a leader, there are going to be some leaders that probably awaken at 3. There could be some leaders that awaken at 6 but have some sort of stipulation. Every time they release different leaders and the matchups change, this philosophy will evolve. And that is one of the things as a player that you have to get used to. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of this channel. We've been having a really fun time returning to our roots as a Dragon Ball content creator, and I could not enjoy it any more than I am now, or maybe I could, and that would be a blessing. So with that being said, I want to move on to the Patreon appreciation. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and let me know if this helped you out. Later. Alright guys, we are almost at that time where I can just have a lot more time to myself, therefore actually being able to just ram out these articles. But on the Patreon, you're going to be seeing articles that are too long to put in video form. I apologize for the outbreak, or for the drought, guys. It's going to be coming back very soon. I want to make some giveaways worth your while, like the Uta structure deck, as well as some stuff from Dragon Ball Super Fusion World as well. I'm going to put a lot of stuff down here, so I hope you guys can give me a little bit more, and I can, yeah, I'm gonna really hit the ground running. I just need to transition over from part-time to full-time content creation, which is about to happen. Now that being said, I want to give a shout out to the realm of Xers, the Burars, the Brysars, the Big Daddy Flapjacks. Thank you guys for giving the extra oomph to the channel. I appreciate it, and I will see all of you guys in the next video.